bar chords. So, you may have come across these in the past, but just in case you haven't, we're going to start off by going over the major and minor shapes for 6-string bar chords, meaning bar chords that use all 6 strings. So real quick right off the top, both these shapes are based off of chords you are already familiar with, the E major shape and the E minor shape. So basically what we're well, first of all, the definition of a bar chord is using our finger, one of our fingers, to bar or block or press down on multiple strings at the same time, producing the ability to play chords that don't use open strings and are in keys that might not fit with our normal open strings. Because our strings are E, A, D, G, B, E, it's not super easy to play chords in flat keys specifically without using bar chords. So let's go over how to form them. So if we take this E major shape, for instance, but start with different fingering, using our 3rd finger on the B, 2nd fret of the A string, our pinky on the 2nd fret of the D string, and then our middle finger on the 1st fret of the G string. Same exact chord, just a different fingering. But here's the cool thing. What we're going to do is move the shape up 1 fret, okay? So let's do that first. That's cool, but it's not really the chord we're trying to play. So what we need to do is move everything up. So let's imagine that this back here, where the nut is actually another fret. And we're going to move every single note up 1 fret, okay? So if we moved these strings 5, 4, and 3 up 1 fret, then we need to move our 6th string up 1 fret, our 2nd string up 1 fret, and our 1st string up 1 fret as well. So to do that, we're going to use our 1st finger to bar or block every string, and now we have an F major chord. So this is pretty tricky. You need to apply enough pressure to be able to block the 6th string, the 2nd string, and the 1st string all at the same time. But here is one thing you can keep in mind. Because we're already playing these 3 notes with these fingers, we don't actually need to apply pressure to those strings. So what I kind of end up doing all the time is, instead of making my finger really flat like that, I'm kind of curving it slightly. So I'm really aiming for that low string and then trying to press those last 2 down as well, okay? So you might not be able to see it super well, but what I'm doing is just kind of curving my finger. And if I take away the other strings, you'll notice I'm kind of not really pushing those down very much. I'm kind of saving my hand a little bit. So that's our major shape. That's an F major chord. And you'll notice we just took E major up 1 fret, 1/2 step, so that of course is going to be an F major chord. We could keep going. This would be an F sharp or a G flat major chord, and this would be a G major chord. Now with this one shape, you can play every single major chord up and down the neck as long as you know where you are and what note you're on. And the way we tell what note or what chord it is we look for the lowest note. In this case, I've played with our 1st finger, and whatever note you're on that fret, if you're on your 3rd fret, that's a G. So I know that's a G major chord as long as I'm playing this shape. If I'm on the 5th fret, I know that note is an A. So as long as I'm playing this shape, I'm playing an A major chord. Okay, so to make it minor, all we have to do is lower 1 note to make it minor. So we're only playing 1/3 in this whole chord. We're playing root, 5th, root, 3rd, 5th, root, F, C, F, A, C, F. So to make this a minor chord, currently it's a major chord, we just need to lower the 3rd, the A in this case, by a 1/2 step. So we move that down to an A flat. And now all of a sudden, this is an F minor chord. So this one's a little trickier because you have to apply pressure on the top 3 strings, not just the top 2. So this one might take a little longer to really get. You have to really squeeze, I think, with your first finger. Something that I find that helps a little bit is moving your finger up a little higher than you think. Normally we might just have it down here, but I think that kind of sliding it up a little bit makes it a little bit easier to play these chords, okay? So that's our minor shape. Looks very similar to the major shape. That's major, take away the middle finger, all of a sudden that's minor. And then the same rules apply. If you slide that up another fret, now it's an F sharp minor chord. Another fret, G minor chord, and so on and so forth. So my challenge to you is, first of all, try working on these. Try to get them to all sound really nice and clear, every single note. So my challenge to you is to take a song that you know well already, that uses open chords, and now try to figure out how to play that same song with bar chords. So you might find, especially if you're just using bar chords on this with this 6th string, all 6 strings, you might have to jump around a little bit to find the note, to find the next chord, but that would be my challenge to you, because you're only learning 2 shapes here, so as long as you know where you're going and you know how to make the shape, you'll be able to play a new song, or a song in a new way, which is pretty exciting. Good luck.